Hi guys, this is a Mike Mignola Hellboy Artisan edition from Hellboy in Hell and Other Stories. Mike, the thing I like about Mike Mignola, his use of shadow and inking is just bar none one of the best in the business. And like use of negative space, and I mean that right there, it's just beautiful. And like he can show so much with hardly, he can use a lot of ink or as little ink as he needs to get across, and it's just beautiful. I think the first thing I ever saw him do was a Savage Land story, Jungle Adventures, a Wolverine book. I think that was my first time ever seeing Mike Mignola's art. And then, of course, Cosmic Odyssey. I got that in the store. And then he was in, the first time I ever saw Hellboy was in that Next Men issue that John Byrne wrote. And then he created or showed his Hellboy character in that book. So I really enjoy Hellboy. I thought it was a cool design. And just the mood that he can put in just his inks. I mean, just so much on these pages. And this is a perfect genre for him, you know. Flex his muscles and just draw. Oh. And he can draw some really creepy stuff. And I'm a huge fan of Mike and Guy Davis. When they were both working in the Hellboy universe together, when he was doing Hellboy and Guy Davis was doing BPRD, I just loved that. One of my first comics to read off the pile of books for the month. And then later on after that, I like James Herron's art on that. I really like how James Herron's getting appreciated now. His artwork is always appreciated in the comic book community, but now that more people are going to be able to see his work, especially after he did that Absolute Batman annual, and now he's going to be doing the Demon shortly. I do miss seeing Mike's artwork. I mean, he still does the occasional covers, but interiors, I just miss him. He's doing a lot of writing now. I'd like to see an artist edition of some of his older stuff, non-Dark Horse. But I take what I can get. I just thought this Hellboy was an interesting design, you know. They cut the horns off. So he's just got the horn stumps and then the fist. Just a cool character design. I don't think anybody could have created him other than Mike. I like these Artisans editions. They're not as big as the artist editions. You know, they're not 11 by 17, but it's a lot more cost effective or cost savings from that. Instead of spending almost 150 on a big book, you're only spending like 40 bucks or 35 bucks. And it still gives you the chance to pour over the artwork from the scans. You can tell like the art styles from back here, how much he's improved and more efficient he is. And how his look has evolved over the years. Yeah, just always was a fan of Mike's work. And to see it like this is just, you know, so interesting and so, I don't know, inspiring sometimes. Oh. This French flap, his biography. So yeah, Mike Mignola's Hellboy.